Hi guys, Mulos here. So today's video I am going to talk about and show the hybrid inverter that I got, which is the Anker Solix F2000. Okay, so first things first, forgive the clutter in the background. Anyways, so I've brought it indoors and I'm going to connect a few devices to it. You see what my regular usage is. My regular usage is not that heavy. So this one I think is it's not really that heavy usage per se. So this unit lasts me a couple of maybe 6 hours of regular usage. So once you've connected your devices, you need to switch on the AC, these sockets, and pressing this button here. So that's going to now to kick in. You even hear it kick in, and then it's started. So you see here that while the devices are loading, about 96 watts. What's connected? There's a laptop connected, a monitor connected, a Starlink kit connected, and you see the usage is about 128 watts, somewhere there. Let me just switch on the printer. When the printer is switched on, the usage kicks up a little bit. Okay, so usually when the printer is heating up or getting started, it shoots up to maybe 600, even 1,000 watts. So that's just it switching on. Then it's going to drop on standby mode back to about that much. So the average usage here is below 300 watts at any given time. There's just like laptops, printers, TV, monitor, and my laptop is a 200 watts charger. Then also when we're charging the phones and other stuff, it's going to be on a bit of a bigger usage. I mean, bigger charges, bigger usage and all. So currently we're now going to settle at about 180 watts usage. So let me connect the kettle. Okay, so there's this kettle that I'm switching on. So once the kettle is switched on, you're going to see it's going to go up to 1,500 watts, 1,000. So basically a kettle and the microwave, usually about 1,500 watts or so. So we'll just give it a few seconds. We'll see. We'll leave the kettle running for a few minutes. Took out 10% of the battery capacity. That's to boil the kettle when it's full, and that was at 1,500 watts worth of usage. Then once you've finished using the high wattage devices, we basically remain at 150 watts to 300 watts usage. So I'm just going to connect using the Anker 6-foot cable. I'm going to connect it to the USB and charge a device here. So we're going to see what it's going to go up to, and it should go up a little bit. Okay, not that much. Right, not that much. Now we're going to charge this small hybrid inverter. It's a 700 watts capacity. So connecting it, we'll see if it's going up a little bit. Yeah, so this thing also does show the remaining time, which is like 6.8 hours, maybe 7 hours remaining usage. And that's after we have used the kettle. So you can actually plan your day around this. Maybe use the kettle once or twice, especially when the sun is out. So now let me charge this thing using the solar input. So one of the complaints I have with the Anker is that it comes with this proprietary solar connection. So this one, if you don't do your research, you might get this thing and forget about ordering one of the solar inputs like this. Although a skilled electrician can be able to do some MacGyver, and connect the solar panels to your Anker without this, but it's better to just use what the manufacturer recommends, which is this proprietary input. So let me connect it and we see it start getting charged. So you see there now the usage is about 236 watts. Alright, so I've connected the solar panels and it's going to start charging very, very shortly. So you see here, right now the time is 10:52 in the morning. The sun is all out and about. And you see here that it's having 326 watts, 396, so 400 watts input. It's now having 521 input, 521 watts input. So the highest I've gotten with the solar panels has been under 800 watts. I've got two 550 watt panels connected in parallel, and right now it's peak. I think the sun is at its near peak. So you see here that the printer is kicked in, so that's what has pushed up some of the output to 312 watts, while the input is 720 watts. So with 720 watts, it's going to take 0.8 hours to 100% charge. So that means that's about 40 to 50 minutes to reach 100%. So we don't really complain that much when the sun is out, because even if there's no power, we're still able to charge. And then our blackouts are up to 21 hours, although they've reduced a little bit of late. But it's still good to know that during the day we have power, we're able to do what we need to do without much hindrance or problems. So before I go and show you the solar panel that I got with this Anker Solix F2000, let me just talk about two things that I really do not like. Okay, there are actually three things that I don't like. The first one are those the rubber feet that came off very easily. The second one is the Bluetooth connectivity. I mean, I wish there was a Wi-Fi connectivity, because it doesn't really make sense in this day and age to only have Bluetooth connectivity. It means that when you leave home, you can't exactly monitor your Anker and manage it remotely. I mean, sometimes you'd want to manage these things remotely, or check if it's, before you leave the office or something, you want to check whether it's fully charged, because you left your laptops or stuff charging. You want to know whether there's power at home, such kind of stuff. So the Bluetooth connectivity really sucks. Then the next thing that sucks is this light. So this is a great light. So it's got multiple settings. You can increase the brightness and all, and it's great. It's an absolutely great light. The only problem is it shines out and above. So imagine it's nighttime, you come home, there's no power, you switch on the light and you're trying to connect your devices to these here three inputs, or maybe even the what you call the cigarette lighter inputs, or even the USBs. This does not shine down, so you will have a struggle trying to find the inputs down here, because this does not shine down. It shines out and above. So that makes zero sense. It's nighttime, you really want to connect things, so you have to pull out a phone, switch on the torch, or have an external torch just to find that, or you have to feel your way around. And it's not really that easy to feel your way around and connect inputs like these. I've tried, it's not that easy. So those are the two design flaws, or the three design flaws that I have with this unit. I absolutely love everything about it. I love the weight, I love the capacity, I love the solar input, I love the quick charge. Right now there's no power, so I can't show you the AC charging. The AC charging is extremely fast. At its peak setting, it can charge in like 1 to 1.5 hours. That's from 0 to 100% in like 1.5 hours. And this is even as you're using it as well. So that's something I love about this. I'll talk about that in a future video, but now let's go look at the solar inputs. Okay, so it's in the evening, power has been restored, our load shedding has temporarily ended, and as you can see here, it's connected to the AC and the charging input is 2127 watts. Our current output is still 158 watts, under 200 watts, and it's going to take just 0.2 hours to fully charge. It wasn't at 0% because this had been charged in on via solar, so by the time power had come, it had just discharged like 70-80%. So that's, we just wanted to show you how fast it is charging. So if you get 1 or 2 hours worth of power in a day, this can charge 100% under 1.5 hours. That's at the full maximum input setting. You can reduce the input to 200 watts or less. I mean, 200 watts is the minimum. You can set it from the maximum to the minimum of 200 watts input charging. Okay, so this is the international version of the Anker F2000, the Solix F2000. This is the international version. So basically all the videos I was finding on the internet have been the US version or the US variant, which left me a little bit confused. You know, the US variant had multiple, something like 4, 5, 6 US style sockets and one 220 volt international, not international, but one 220 volt something. But the international variant just comes with 3 standard UK socket outlets or inputs. There are 2 cigarette inputs there, cigarette lighter inputs there. There are 3 USB-Cs and 2 USBs, and it's relatively clean, simple interface compared to the US one. Same output, same power output and all, except this is 220 to 240 volts output. Okay, let me just, so here you've got a power button that's going to show the display. This one is currently at 100% charge. It was charged by solar, so I'm going to drain it a bit and then show you how that works. Then on the side here, you've got this Bluetooth button here. So this Bluetooth button, once you long press it, it's going to start flashing, and then that's going to allow you to, connect via Bluetooth. Then here you've got a power saving button. I don't know who switched that on. It was maybe a mistake. So this is the front of the device. Now let's look at the side of the device. Let me turn it around. So at the back, so here at the back, this thing has got just about 3 or 4 faults that I don't like. I absolutely love this thing. It gets maybe a 99 out of 100 Mullow's ranking, but they're just 3 or 4 things that I don't like. So one of them is at the back here, you've got these feet here. It had some rubber tips or rubber feet. They came out very, very easily. I mean, I've been using this thing like daily and all. I've put it through the works. It is very well built, very sturdy, very dependable, but just 3 design flaws or design faults that I don't like. So one of them, hi Lily, one of them were the rubber feet. These came out very, very easily. One came out first and the other one came out later. So it's got hard plastic here, which will probably get filed off through repeated use and all. Then here it's got some vents. I think probably I need to blow them. You've got the wheels there. These wheels really do help out. Yeah, so at the back here, you've got this opening here. Then here you can connect to the AC. It says up to 230 volts AC. So it's been working well in Zambia. You've got here the solar input. Then here I think this should be a reset button or something. I don't use it, I don't know what it's for, but you've got solar input here and AC input there. Both of them work great. You've also got some vents here, so there's quite a bit of dust where I am, so I probably need to blow it. Then down here you've got if you're connecting an external battery, because you can extend the battery capacity of this and connect them through here. I did not get one of those extendable batteries. Then the other side here, then the front side here, you've got this. It's basically a cigarette. It allows you to carry it relatively easy. Very, very well sturdy handle that saves you a lot of unnecessary grief of trying to carry this. You can just tug it along like a suitcase, and the wheels are very, very good. So it's quite good. So in terms of the build quality and all, I absolutely love the build quality. Now let's go and use it indoors. Okay, so I ordered the Anker with this 200 watts portable solar panel. It's foldable, so it just folds up like a briefcase. Really, really nice, convenient, well built piece of kit and tech. But it's a dust magnet, so a number of things I don't like. One, it's a dust magnet. I live in a dusty area, so it's a dust magnet. Two, it's not so practical. It's practical if you are traveling to a very, very remote area that has no sun, because this 200 watts panel, the maximum output I was getting from the sun was about 120 watts. Now, as you could see, my average usage is 200 watts plus. So with 120 watts, that's as good as you using a cigarette lighter. You know, this thing came with a car cigarette lighter as well. I mean, car cigarette lighter charger. So I could connect to the cigarette lighter in the car and charge the Anker with equal to greater capacity than these solar panels. So these ones, you know, it's dependent on the sun, and then it's also got multiple settings. So you need to adjust it. You need to adjust it to match the time of day. So there's that one there, then there's this setting and that setting, and then you find that sometimes, you know, you're getting 120 watts, and then you find that it drops and all. So this would take forever to charge the Anker, the Solix F2000. It takes forever. So this is only for worst case emergency use. You've gone somewhere so remote that you need to have your own power and stuff like that. Otherwise, for everyday usage, this is impractical. The second impractical thing is this is bloody expensive. I got it at a discount because there was a promotion. If I bought the Anker with this, I was actually making a savings. That's the only reason I bought this solar panel. I thought, okay, if I get it and I like it, I'd order more. But I got it, I like it a little bit, but I am definitely not getting any more of these. It's absolutely impractical. Then also, if I do upgrade to the Solix F3800 or 3800, I absolutely will not get these solar panels. They're just impractical. So what I did get were two 550 watt panels that are connected. They're already up on the roof, and the way the roof is shaped, I can't actually even view or record anything. So it's two 550 watt panels that are connected and charging the Anker indoors. So this one is just kept for, okay, I can't even use it anymore because the cable that came with this, the other complaint, the cable that comes with this is extremely short. It's like 3 meters or less, maybe 2.5 to 3 meters long, which is very, very impractical, because you would most likely have the solar panel out where the sun is shining brightly, and the Anker would be maybe 10 meters, 5-10 meters away from that in the shade. So this is impractical. You've got a 2 or 3 meter long cable, so it means that this has to be extremely close to the Anker, which is impractical. But anyways, so what we did is the electricians modified the cable. They cut off one bit, connected the panel cables, and that's how we're working. So that's about it for my initial review. This is a 2000 watts output hybrid inverter with, anyway, I'll talk about it. And one of the questions that I get asked whenever people see this is why did I get a 2000 watt inverter? And the answer is very simple, especially with our load shedding. The answer is very simple. I actually got this inverter I started thinking about getting it November, December last year. That was before the load shedding started. What happened is I saw that there were no rains. And it clicked to me that no rains equals load shedding coming next year. And then this was November, December last year. So I assumed that at worst, or is it at best, it would be 4 hours of load shedding. At worst, it would be 8 hours of load shedding. Then according to all the mental arithmetic I did, this inverter was going to last me 6 to 8 hours of usage, which means that I was going to survive 8 hours maximum of load shedding. However, the reality of life and living in Zambia is that we went to 21 hours plus load shedding on some days. So that answers the question. Now, just to show you when exactly I actually got this, we'll go here to my order history. Okay, so here you see that this order of the Anker Solix F2000 was made on 7th January 2024. This was like way before the load shedding started. And like I said, it was just based on a hunch. I saw that there were no rains and load shedding was logically going to come because most of our rain is, most of our power comes from hydro. So what I ordered was, let me just go to the order details. So what I ordered was the Anker Solix F2000 with a 200 watt solar panels. Okay, so the reason I got this was there was a huge discount if I got it with the solar panels at the time. It was supposed to cost me £2,448. It only cost me £1,599 at the time. This was January of this year. So after getting it together with the solar panels, as it was coming, I thought I made a huge blunder in that I bought an overpriced piece of equipment which was not going to do anything. But then when it arrived, I actually realized that it's a very, very well built equipment. You just talk about the price because people need to know the price and all. So I just got the F2000 without the backup battery. It costs quite a lot to get the backup battery. It would have added on quite a bit, and I was broke at the time. So this Anker unit, if you're getting the unit alone, it's £1,500. If you're getting it with the 200 watt solar panel, it's £1,828. I absolutely do not recommend getting the solar panel. It can't charge this unit in a day. It's going to take like 2, 3, 4 days to charge the unit with a 200 watt panel. And then these 200 watt panels are quite expensive. You can get generic panels with greater capacity, with greater wattage for the same amount that you're going to pay for these portable ones. The only benefit is that they're portable. If you go in the bush or you go in the rural areas or you go anywhere, you'll be able to charge this, but it will take you the whole day and then some to charge. And then the sun is never ever like fully charging in a day. Then if you're getting it together with 2 solar panels, it will only cost you slightly less. So maybe this deal could make a little bit more sense because you're getting 400 watts solar output as opposed to 200 watts solar output. It's going to be an extra, that's what, $61. It's going to be an extra 60 something pounds to get an extra panel. So that deal could make a little bit more sense. This deal here of getting this with 4 200 watt solar panels, I think is a bad deal because the solar panels are pricey enough as it is, and you can get fixed solar panels at the price. So my recommendation, if you're getting this Anker, best you just get the Anker itself which costs £1,500. It's a really great unit. When funds allow, I do intend to get another one, and we'll go and look at the actual unit. If you do have the money, and only if you do have the money, I would highly recommend you get the Anker F3800. This one is 3,800 watts battery capacity with a 6,000 watts output. So I'm going to show, using my devices, the printer, washing machine, microwave and kettle, just how much usage they can use at their peak. So this one here, this is one of the best units you can get. It's £2,700, quite a bit of money, I do admit. And one of the problems with Anker is if you're doing your research, they don't exactly show much about this unit, because you would want to see like what exactly can you connect to it. Then you can see here that it does have 5 or so sockets you can connect, but this is estimating. So I wish they could actually have close-up photos of this, so that you can have some real-world usage and real-world review. Then when you come now looking at the deals which are available, so here you can get this together with an expansion battery, which comes to £4,298. That is a lot of money. So I just recommend you get this without the extension batteries, and I'll explain why. Then here, getting this together with two 200 watt solar panels. The 200 watt solar panels fail to charge a 2000 watt Anker inverter, so they definitely will not work with this. Save your money, do not get them with the two 200 watt panels. The only beauty when you get them with the panels is that you're going to get the proprietary cable. Other than that, there's no benefit to getting this. Then here, when you're getting this with a 400 watt solar panel, again, it comes to these panels being way overpriced. It doesn't make any sense. Then here, we're talking about the expansion. We're looking for the expansion batteries. Okay, I haven't seen the expansion batteries. Oh, I did see the expansion batteries, sorry, it was here. No need of getting the expansion batteries. So here, 3,840 watts is a lot of battery capacity. This is 3,840 watt hours of battery capacity, which is a lot, with a 6,000 watt battery, output, AC output, which is a lot. You can connect a washing machine, a microwave, kettle, probably all at the same time, and it will still keep going. The only thing you need to be mindful about is the input into this as it's charging and all. So this one I haven't gotten. I do intend to get it when funds allow, but I just thought I would let you know, for those of you who want to get one, whether you want to get the one I have or there's a better one to get. This is the better one to get. The price will be about £1,000 higher. Whether or not that fits into your budget, that's what you have to determine. Alright guys, so that is the overview of the Anker. You have seen me use it in real world. You have seen the panels. I haven't shown the panels which are on the roof. I'm not going up to the roof. But you've seen it in use. You've seen it charging. You've seen it discharging. You've seen it connected to the kettle. You've seen what happens when I switch on the printer, and you see how much power it consumes just warming up. You've seen it connected to the Starlink. You've seen it connected to my laptop and all other. You've seen it connected to the laptop and all other devices. And given a chance, the only regret I have when I bought this Anker is that I didn't buy two. That's my only regret, because it's a great unit. It's a great piece of equipment. The initial plan was I foresaw load shedding, and then I assumed that when there's load shedding at home, there would be power at the office. And when there's load shedding at the office, there would be power at home. So in my head, it being portable, I assumed that if there was no power in one place, I would take it for charging in the other place, work, and then take it back to the other place when done. Except that the load shedding hit 21 hours, sometimes 24 hours plus, and that there was no power at home, no power at the office. And then I would call my friends up and they would also have no power. And then it's impossible to be carrying this to a cafe or a restaurant to go charge, because it looks like you'll be draining so much power and people would want to pass on their bills to you. But otherwise, this is a great unit. I absolutely do love having it. I do intend to upgrade to the F3800 when funds do allow. In case you do want to order one, you can use the link in the description. The only difference between a UK one and the US one, when I was watching the reviews, the US one were using, they had multiple plugs or sockets, and I learned watching these reviews that in US they use 110 volts for the ordinary devices and 220 volts for the high power devices like saws, welding machines, and the likes. So they do not order from the US because the US ones have incompatible sockets. The UK one does have compatible sockets with Zambia, and that's why I ordered from the UK. I would have probably saved a little bit of money getting from the US, but they would have been incompatible than getting from the UK. It took 2 months to reach Zambia. There were just a few delays in the shipping, but it took 2 months once that was resolved. And I absolutely do love the unit. I do recommend it. Then for those of you wondering which panels I connected on the top, there are two. I connected 550 watt panels. They're connected in parallel. Reason for that, the guys who were doing the installation were checking what the maximum input voltage it could take, and they recommended two 550 watt panels in parallel, and I would be able to use. And so far, so good. Let me know in the comment section which hybrid inverters you're using, what the cost was, which ones you'd recommend, whether or not you do think the F2000 is a good purchase, and whether you believe the F3800 will be a better purchase when funds do allow. And I'll see you in the next one. Mulos, bye. Okay, so this one I'll go in